Are you kidding me? This did not just happen. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Kick Dingbat here, and we got breaking news, mother humping news, and this is gigantic, seismic, especially for the Eagles and the situation they're in. This is crazy, all right? This is crazy and not at good time, all right? Za'Darius Smith just posted on Instagram that he is retiring from the NFL. So the best edge rusher the Eagles have has just retired. And if you thought that the Eagles needed a pass rusher before, you're really going to think so. If you thought we could go somewhere else, now you've got to be with us. We've got to go get pass rushers. Here's what Za'Darius Smith posted. I knew this day would come, but now that it is here, I'm feeling so many emotions I never expected. Who would have thought a kid from Greensville, Alabama, with just 1 year of high school football experience, would go on to play professional football for 11 incredible years, but not finish the last one? This game has given me an opportunity to meet great coaches, compete alongside some of the best players, and represent some of the greatest organizations in the league. Football has transformed my life and my family lives forever, and for that I'm grateful. Then he goes on to say, this career has taken me across the world, from earning my first passport stamp to visit countries, and he goes and talks about him as a man and all that kind of stuff. And, then he's got a scripture verse, for unto whoever much is given, much is required, except for the finish of the season, because we need you. And he goes, and to the fans, biggest thank you of all, to every fan from each organization I represented. Thank you for everything. From wearing my jerseys, collecting my cards, sending letters, sharing your opinions, and most of importantly, showing love. I felt it all. So, he goes on to say, blah, 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 love, Z, number 90, 55, 99, 52. He's gone. He just friggin' flat out retired. And this leads to so many questions about what the hell is going on. Why would Za'Darius Smith come in for, 3 games and then say, nah, I've had enough of this? I'm going to have to go back and watch that Eagles game and kind of see his body language. Just a shot in the dark. Maybe Vic was like, dude, you gave half-ass effort. All you guys are bad. You better be much better. And he's like, I ain't dealing with this. I ain't dealing with the locker room problem and the things going on here in this locker room. I'm out. Maybe the Eagles said, hey, we want to demote you and you're not going to start. He said, I'm out. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? I don't know. He was their best pass rusher, though. He was the only guy that got anything off the edge. Now you have a gigantic hole at the edge rusher position. I mean, gigantic. I have not seen a hole this big since Debbie did Dallas. Well, no, just kidding, joking about that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I have not seen the Eagles edge rushers this thin. I can't remember the last time. It's bad. It's bad. And you got Nolan Smith. He's still on IR. Jalix Hunt. He's been a no-show. And now we're going to depend on Uche and Azeez Ojulari. Who's going to get going? Patrick Johnson? I mean, this to me is the worst thing that can happen, because the position that you can least afford to have a guy leave is this position. And now you got to figure out how you're going to do it. Talk about Jahad Campbell playing the edge and being an edge rusher. Yeah, that may have to be the case. We may have to go ahead and do that because we may not have a choice. All right, we are thin at the edge rusher position, and I have no doubt in my mind that when Howie looks at making a move at the trade deadline, it's going to be first and foremost an edge rusher. And then I'll ask you this question: how many edge rushers have been traded from one team to another and been very effective and been good? Probably not a lot. There's probably a few cases, but for the most part, probably not that likely. However, the Eagles still got to take a chance. They still have to go out and get themselves a pass rusher legitimately. Now, the Bengals, they may be a team that will part with Trey Hendrickson. At this point, I'm not worried if my edge rusher could cover. I'm worried about if anybody could get to the quarterback. That's the thing. The Eagles don't have a lot of sacks. They're not getting pressure with their edge. And like I said, he was their best edge rusher, and he's gone. He's gone. I can't even believe this. This is crazy. You would think, he would finish the year out. Is it that bad in that locker room that he was like, I'm not dealing with this? However old, I've been in the league for however many years, I'm not dealing with this. I'm just not. I know where this leads. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But the fact that he's retiring now is a big, big issue for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know what they're going to do or who they're going to go out and get, but I would start scouring practice squads. I would start scouring teams. You not only need one edge rusher, you need two edge rushers now. You need to go sign somebody else. Then you need to go out and you need to trade for somebody. And they're going to have to make a move because I don't think that their edge rushers are going to hold up. Hopefully Nolan Smith comes back and he looks great and he's fine. But if you look at Nolan Smith in his first few games, he didn't look all that good. Now, maybe injury played a part of that. Maybe. I don't know. But, man, yeah, it's unbelievable. Only the Eagles get players to retire, like, in season or right after they sign or they change their mind. We always get weird things like that, man. It's crazy, man. Remember Frank Gore and him signing and he decided he didn't want to sign with us? Like, we always get weird things like this. And Za'Darius Smith signing, coming and playing for 3 weeks, and now he's gone. And he was our best edge rusher. That was the crazy thing. So I don't know what the Eagles are planning. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to do something quick because this is a problem. This is a major problem. You look at the offense, and you look at all the struggles on the offense. You look at everything that's going. I think a lot of those things are self-inflicted wounds by coordinator, quarterback, the offensive line, whatever you want to say it is. But I look at the offense, and I say they've got the pieces. They got the talent to fix it, to get things right, to right the ship on offense. However, when you look at the edge rusher position, I don't know that they have the guys to right the ship without going out of the organization. I just don't know if they have that. Time will tell, but right now, the Eagles have a major hole at edge rusher. We're basically down 2 starters at the edge, okay? And one of them comes back later on in the year. One of them's not coming back. And even when Za'Darius Smith was on this team and he was with us, nobody thought that the Eagles were deep enough at the edge rusher position. Now we're going to talk about moving Jahad Campbell to the edge. We're talking about, people are going to say, throw a Carter out there. There's going to be all sorts of scenarios. I think you've got to go out and get a guy. I do. I think you have to look at Trey Hendrickson, maybe the kid Granderson from New Orleans. Whoever becomes available at the trade deadline, if you're going to have to overpay. This is why Howie tried to go out and get Micah Parsons. This is exactly why. He knew that the edge rusher was thin. And, they should have just brought back Josh Sweat. That's turning out to be a really, really maybe even worse than Isaiah Rodgers. I mean, he's got, 5 sacks? Something like that. He's on pace for like 16 sacks on the year. That's killing us right now. So, to me, the Eagles have to go out and they have to figure out what they're going to do here. This is a major problem, and they're going to have to solve it, and they're going to have to solve it quickly. I'm sorry I couldn't go live for this breaking news. I'm very busy today, so I could get home to stream the football game tonight. But we will be live tonight, so we will be watching football, and I'm sure we're going to be talking about all this stuff. And hopefully sometime when I'm gone, it'll come out that somebody hacked his account, and it wasn't true. I hope, because I hate to see him retire right now. This is the worst thing for us right now. We don't need this. We need to add pieces, not subtract. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. Now would be a great time to talk about our new sponsor, ProfitX. ProfitX is the ultimate sports prediction market. Join thrilling sweepstakes to make peer-to-peer plays with fellow fans. Set your own odds for bigger payouts. All legal in 40 states. Outsmart your friends. Elevate your game with ProfitX. All you got to do is use promo code Philly500 at the sign up to get up to $200 in Profit X cash. That's $200 in Profit X cash. All you have to do is use promo code Philly500. Must be of legal age. Void where prohibited. Start now at Profit X. All right, so Sunday we're going to have some fun because Profit X is always showing you different ways that you can win, and we're going to take a big shot. What I'm going to do tomorrow is this. I'm taking the Broncos in the money line, the Ravens to cover +7, Carolina in the upset to beat Dallas, and then I got Cincinnati getting 14.5 points, and then I'm taking the Detroit Lions to cover versus the Chiefs. And when this all hits, we are going to get some nice Profit X cash. And if you want, you can go to Profit X and you can get $200 in Profit X cash. Just use promo code Philly500. Check it out. You won't regret it. It's just like, man, of course, it strikes, and of course we lose the player where we're at the position we can't afford to lose. All right? Howie's got his work cut out. Howie, if he pulls off some stuff, it's going to be one of the most amazing things we've ever seen. So he is going to have to go out, and he is going to have to do that. With that said, Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.